This meeting of the State of Rhode Island Board of Election is reconvening. It is 7:03 p.m., November 8th, Election Day, 2022. Madam Secretary, will you read the roll, please?
Chairwoman Medeiros.
Here.
Vice Chairman Pierce.
Here.
Member Bettenker.
Here.
Member DeSimone.
Present.
Member Johnson.
Present.
Member Scholes.
Present.
Member West.
Present.
Executive Director Robert Raposa.
Present.
Legal Counsel Ray McCarthy.
Present.
Thank
Madam
you.
Chair.
Thank you, Madam Secretary. So the board is reconvening for the purpose of looking at item number 3 again, in which the board may hear and consider any election matter that arises from the general election that requires an immediate ruling or determination pursuant to Title 17 of the Rhode Island General Laws. Mr. Raposa, would you like to report, please?
Madam Chair and members of the board, there is nothing for me to report to you at that time, as today is 7 o'clock. And for the most part, we had a steady day of phone calls. We had 414 polls open. We replaced 4 DS200s throughout the day. At this time, 100% of all the poll pads in the 414 precincts are operating. And before the meeting started, I checked, and 236,891 voters, or 29%, had voted at the precincts today. Our prediction for the staff prediction is that based on the early voting numbers, the mail ballot numbers, that the ballots that we have received, and the precinct numbers, that the percentage is going to be in the low 40% range for the turnout. We have approximately 400 ballots in the building that will need to be certified and then tabulated. Currently, the full-time and temporary staff are in the warehouse remaking any ballots that were torn when they were being fed into the 850s. We expect to have mail ballot results posted to the website around between 8:15 and 8:30 today. And also after 8 o'clock, all the local boards will be transmitting the early voting totals from each of the communities.
Excellent.
And when you came in, you did see monitors on the shelf. They were same format as for the primary in September, but as we have instructed the public that our results that you see on those TV monitors are also on our website with about a minute time lag. They're very close together.
It's close to simultaneous then, correct?
And that
Does,
is my update.
do any of the board members have any questions of Bob or any comments you'd like to make at this time?
Well, basically, there were very minimal problems and everything has been running smoothly.
Well, I think before we adjourn, I think I would like to say that, and I know I speak for everyone on this board, we owe a gratitude to our local boards of canvassers, all of those folks working at the polls today, and of course to you and your staff for the excellent job that you've done. We really do congratulate you, Bob, on a job well done and excellent, excellent work.
Thank you.
Anyone want to add anything at this point?
I think at one point today, I heard that the number working on the election, including people working at the polls, is something over 3,000 people.
That is correct.
Incredible.
So we owe a debt to all of those.
Every
people who-
single one, right?
All of those poll workers, absolutely. In fact, we were notified during the day because all of you know that Dottie McCarthy, who was the director of elections in Warwick, retired, but I convinced her to come spend this election cycle with us. And she told me today that of all the poll workers that Warwick hired, only one did not show up this morning.
That's
which I
remarkable.
think is
That's great.
remarkable.
Really good, yeah.
That, yeah, it speaks to their commitment, right?
No, I think back to when we were during COVID, when it was a particular struggle to recruit poll workers. And just in my voting precinct alone, I mean, people were, you could tell the energy was back, the fear
Uh-huh.
was sort of lifted, and it's a long day.
It is a very long day.
Yes, it is. Well, with that, do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Moved by Mrs. Johnson. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. D. Simone. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? It's unanimous. We are adjourned. It is 7:08 PM. Thank you very much. We await the results, Bob.